Alright, so first off, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim and Shai Bashim Kodash, and double honors to the Apostle of Great Millstone, and shalom to the brothers teaching this word sincere and in truth. It's like Brother Ash, coming again with another video. As we run out of time, we keep pushing this truth more and more. The more the time dwindle, the more we keep on push this thing, Right, like when you come to the end of a race, for long distance race, you put in that extra energy, that extra burst, energy to make it fair, to push towards the finish line. Right, that is where we are now. But in this time we have to be careful, how we conduct ourselves. We have to be careful. Things that take place around we need to be careful. And people with their own, because we need to be mindful that people with their own are think carnally, right? We're the ones who think spiritually, so we need not to think, that them are look upon things from our perspective, because the most I give away a different eye from them, right? But this video, what I really want to focus on is just that, conducting yourself, right? Redeeming the times, right? So, without further ado, let me get into my first precept. So this is Matthew 10, verse 16. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." Right. So the key thing in that precept I want to bring out is to be wise as serpents, right? Harmless as doves. Know how to conduct yourself, right? Know how to maneuver yourself around, right? I'm among these people, because with everything we're going, people are panic. People are going to panic. People are going to be scared, and people are going to be selfish. Most of them might be selfish. So don't be looking for any help, from anybody when this thing really, touch down. I mean, I'm not saying the most I can stop scenarios where you get help from people, but you need to be. You need to start look at everybody as the enemy, right? You need to start look at people as if you were what is the word? You need to look at like everyone else, like you are an insurgent in a foreign country, right? That is how you need to. That's how you need to pray everybody, right? Because if you're not a part of this truth, then then you're not supposed to put no trust in that person, right? So I would say be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves, but beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in your synagogues. Now this is very spiritual, because as something where likely to take place now too, because here we are speak against the system, we are speak against them propagandas, and we are speak against them them conspiracies, them plans and whatever, people hearing people when the time come for them say, okay, all who against the state, if you turn themselves, people will hold on and bring we in. Right? People will force to put their hands on to bring we in, Seeing? Because everybody know, people been know, especially where we are in Jamaica, people been know that we've been speaking against, the current construct of so-called government system from the elites on down, right? So people will put their hand on we for whatever. Now another thing is that with this virus scare we are going on, you have to be careful. You have to be careful for, how do I put this? For play a part of the narrative, right? For try to blend in as much as you can, right? Because in Jamaica here, people get stabbed, for do certain things like sneezing or coughing. People get stereotyped. People get scorned, and then something you have to know for blend in, for that's for put a cloak over yourself, so you not be so obvious with certain things, right? So this video is, I'm say, is about being circumspect. Right, being wise as serpents. Right, move forward to second Corinthians 8, no, 2, 6 and 8, sorry. Right, so I wanted to get this precept, but I think I'll go up a little further. Right, so we can start from verse 3. So this 2 Corinthians 6 and 3 say, giving no offense in anything that the ministry be not blamed. So, now at the time we don't want to get caught up in a rioting when rioting start, or looting when looting start. We don't have to be ignorant with the masses. We're supposed to remain spiritual, If we're gonna be, if they want to hold on power, or we are get by the police, let them do it, because we are preaching how Bashmi or Shai. Right? Let them persecute you for the word's sake and nothing else. Right? So don't get caught up in the carnality where about to take place. Right? We're remain spiritual. Continuing, say, but in all things improve ourselves as ministers of Yahweh in much patience, afflictions, in necessities and in distress, in stripes and imprisonments, in tumults and in labors, in watching and in fasting. So by pureness, by knowledge, by long suffering, by kindness, by the Holy Spirit, by love and feed. He said, by the word of truth, in the power of Yahweh, by the armor of righteousness, on the right hand and on the left. Right, so you keep yourself grounded with this truth, and you conduct yourself as a spiritual man, and not ignorant. Right, we're supposed to be set apart from them people here. Right, and he said, by honor and dishonor, by evil report and good report, as deceive as you're true. Now that's the point we want to get to, as deceive as you're true. Now, we might not run with this virus thing like everybody else, but we have to learn to blend in and pretend like we are running with it, unless it comes to a point where it's something that we're definitely not going to do, like take a RFID chip. Right? So when it comes to that part, then we say, no, we're not with that. Right? Because we're not going to take the mark of the beast. Right? But in the meantime, you have to learn to blend in, as much as possible, so you get call no persecution upon yourself. Right? Moving through fairly fast, and hope I'm being to the point and the brothers understand exactly, what may I bring out. Now, this is a precept that the brother Shapar bring out the other day, lovely precept, continuing to the situation. He said, see that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Now the key word in the precept is circumspectly, which means basically if you be aware of your surrounding, right? Not as fools, but as wise, because as we say, we know what is the perception of the people, We know people think about the situation, we know people react to it, or people act to it. Let us not set up ourselves, right, to receive any unnecessary scourging. Right? If we're to be scourged or we're to be ridiculed, right, let us be ridiculed for the word's sake. Right? And not, as we said, nothing else. Let us not get caught up with the crowd and the masses, right, in doing anything like breaking the law, and bring unnecessary attention to yourself or tribulation. Right? As we see before about looting and so forth, let us not get caught up in any gang violence or anything like that. See, let us try to avoid all this as much as possible, right? As the other precept, when I'm going now, I go say, I think is this one? Wait. No, it's here. It's the same precept, other line. It's redeeming the time because the days are evil. Right? Right now, as you can see, everywhere around you, appear, when we use the word madness happen, right? The day is evil. Right? No, is not. No, we are make a transition for stepping in the day of the Lord. Right? As we step in the day of the Lord, the more man heart I get cold to each other. Right? And things I get rougher. As we say, every man for himself. So you need to be careful, You need to be 100% careful. Right? Matter of fact, you need to be prudent. That's the scripture I'm going to next. Right? You need to be prudent. You need to see a 4. You need to be able to to foresee things, yo. Right? Before them happen. Right? You need to be spiritual, right? You need to be able to judge. And you need to judge, as brother say, you need to judge righteously and precise and quickly, as quick as possible. You need not make haste in time of trouble, but you need to be accurate in your judgment, yo. Alright, so this is Proverbs 22 verse 3. Say, a prudent man foresee the evil and hide it himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Right? You need to be prudent. You need to be able to see ahead what the possible scenarios that can play out, you know, in any given situations, right? And know how to hide yourself before it happens, yo. Right? Continuing to the last precept that I have here. Sorry about that. Hold on. Which is Colossians 4 verse 5. It says, walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time. Walk in wisdom to them that are without, redeeming the time. As for precept before, they say, redeem the time because the days are evil. So we have knowledge, right? And we walk amongst people that are dead and that are lost, right? Let us walk in wisdom, right? Knowing how them behave, right? And relating to them as such. Right? Don't get caught up with them, but don't let yourself, don't put a marker on yourself, or a hex on your back for any unnecessary persecution. If we are to be persecuted, I say it again, let us be persecuted for the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Shai. Right? And nothing else. Right? You know, I was trying to make this lesson not too long. Right? But I hope it was short, but I hope, you know, you brothers understand the point I was bringing out. Right? I hope you get it. Right? So, until the next one, Shalom.